The Brady Bunch is a effing lie, let me just tell you.
Marsha!
Because blending a family together is not easy. It's not.
You've gone beyond the bar stool with Jennifer James. Real life, real practical, real radio.
Welcome back, you guys. Thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate all that you guys do. I love all the feedback I'm getting. I hope I am able to help some blended family out there make it very well. I know it's hard. Some days you want to throw in the towel. Some days you want to hang yourself with the towel. But most days it's exciting and it's great and you feel so loved with all these extra hugs and extra kisses from the different children. And the days that they're so grateful for the little things you do, it makes up for the days that you want to just smack them in the head and send them home to their mama. But, you know, you can't do that because you are a stepmom or stepdad for a reason. And you're there to make an example and you're there to hopefully make a difference. I don't know about you, but I love to live my life day to day to make a difference. I know recently we had some issues because it's like I was constantly running. Like I have not got my own hoodies. You know, usually people laugh because it's like, oh, well, you get married. Nothing is his anymore because you're always wearing his hoodies. Because I don't know about you, but I love my oversized hoodies, especially in the wintertime. Well, when we got married, his kids decided to take my hoodies. I'm a small person. I wear a youth large, and so they took my hoodies. And I mean, it kind of pissed me off because I have my favorite hoodies. I have a hoodie for going to the sports. I have a hoodie for going to church. And I have a hoodie for going to work. Not anymore. I'm down to one hoodie. It's dirty because it's my work hoodie. That's the only reason they haven't swiped that sucker yet. But it got to where, like, that's how my stuff was getting. And, like, every day it was like I was running after these kids doing something. And then I would get home and their little smart-ass mouths, I couldn't do nothing right. I was expected to have no say-so. One of them was supposed to be going and doing what he wanted to do when he wanted to do it. Dad thought it was okay just to drop him off, not know what was going on. Well, I'm nosy, y'all. I do not want to be a grandma at a young age. So, my little tiny self hid. We made him think Dad went. So what do I catch him doing? He's smooching up on this little girl. I'm like, dude, you gotta get your tail back over here. You gotta see what's going on. I should have just videoed it, but instead I called him and I freaked out. And so the boy has me to know, well, you're not my mom. It's none of your business. We'll be right back after this. Do you have your online business and you find yourself, you're just scatterbrained and all over the place and you need a little help? Check out Crystal Gale's Virtual Solutions. She's on Facebook and she can help you with all of your marketing needs or organization. Check out KRYSTLE Virtual Assistant. Thank you. Welcome back. And okay, let me tell you something, you little twerp. I'm paying your bills. You're living under my roof and your mom already ran away. So you're stuck with me. So you're going to go by my rules. So then my husband's like, well, you're being a little hard on him. You shouldn't not let him go do stuff. I said, no. I tell you what, not my kid, not my problem. Or as the new parenting method goes, Nacho Kid Nacho problem. So I've been reading where a lot of you stepmoms are having problems because you're going above and beyond. And then it seems like dear husband is not grateful. And it's like you have no time for you and you feel guilty because you want to go off and do something for you. You or just you and your bio kids. So I've been reading up on this method I was looking at on one of the step parenting websites. It's called Nacho Kid Nacho Problem. And it says, many people have a very huge misconception of the Nacho Kid method. The method is not saying to be mean and disrespectful or insensitive to your stepkids. It's to help them learn a different approach or a different concept to disengage you from arguing with your husband or with bio mom. It's to let your husband raise his kids so that you do not have to. So they say, what are you trying to say? Are you trying to say these are not your kids? These are not your heart kids? No, that's not what it's saying. Is it saying for you to go buy your biological kid an ice cream cone and tell your stepkid to sit there and do without unless somebody on his side goes and buys it? No, it's not saying that. It's saying that if you have something that you do not allow them to do that bio mom or bio dad allows them to do, then just don't argue about it. Don't fuss about it because you didn't give birth to them. You pretty much, you let it go unless it's killing somebody or hurting one of your bio kids. You've got to change your thought process. Not your kids, not your problems. So, let me explain. When I first came into the picture with my stepkids, Dad thought that it was okay for them to fuss, fight, and get physical with each other. I am not about that life. If I'm going to get physical with somebody, there's going to be a good reason that I'm catching a charge. Usually it's that somebody's hit my kid, then I'm going to lose it. So, I was arguing constantly. I'm like, let me explain something to you. You guys shut the crap up. Go to your rooms. Quit fighting. I'm tired of dealing with it. So Dad's like, I'm tired of listening to all y'all fussing. And I'm like, well, so am I. Then tell them to shut the hell up and go to their rooms. And he's like, look, we fuss it out. We talk it out. I'm like, I don't care. Nope, not happening. Well, it was like we were constantly fighting. So I told my kids, I'm like, look, just ignore it. We're just going to let them fight it out. Unless they're bleeding, killing each other, choking each other, stabbing each other. Don't get involved. Just walk away. We just leave them to fight it out. Well, eventually they have gotten tired of fighting, and now they do discuss stuff and talk it out. But it took me having to come to my bedroom, lock myself in the room, ignore them totally, and let their dad deal with it. At one point he came in and he's like, why don't they ever shut up? I'm like, no, you say, not my kids, not my problem. I don't care. Get out of my room. And, it was a tough couple weeks because there was a couple times I wanted to jump in there and lose my stuff because I just don't like to hear loud noises. I hate people yelling. Can't stand it. But that's what it was like all the time. But then when I applied the Nacho concept, then he stepped in. He handled it himself. I didn't have to be the bad guy so often. But it's just how it is. It's like their rooms. They didn't want to clean up their rooms. I'm not one of those spotless, eat off my floor housekeepers, but I do not like clutter. I hate it. I go in their room. They've stuffed everything under the bed. And I'm like, oh my God, please. So last time, I'm like, you know what? We have company coming. The house has got to be cleaned up or they're not coming in my house. You understand? So my husband's like, fine, everybody's going to get the house cleaned up. So he goes in their room and he's like, what in the holy what is this? I said, this is how they clean room, Daddy. It's under the bed, so get over it. And he's like, are you kidding me? Nope, not kidding. That's how you raised them. I ain't had nothing to do with that. You told me. Not your kid, not your problem. So I'm not going back in here and clean up my room. Oh, and by the way, I got the living room too, but these rooms are not clean. No company. For anybody. Not even you, Dad. So they cleaned out from under their bed. Dad helped, and Dad got loud. I'm like, yeah, it's about time. Because usually it's me getting loud. But I didn't have to get loud. I sat back. I said, they're your kids. This is what I want done. But now, keep in mind, ladies, if Dad don't want to step in there, eventually he will. But, you may have to let life get really tough on yourself. You may have to walk out, go to a spa day, go do something to get yourself, and maybe take your bio kids if you need to, unless they're part of the problem. Nacho them suckers too if you have to. But for real, you may have to run away, basically. Come back and ignore it. The smell may get to you if it's about them cleaning up their room. Let me tell you, my boys had some sweaty gym sock feet. Thank you, Scentsy. Yes, I now sell it, but I just put my Scentsy up. I plugged in my warmers. When I was leaving, I unplugged my warmers. I hid them. That way they had to smell the stank on their feet while I was gone. Believe me, it works. It's a horrible concept to think about, having to remove yourself from the situation, but if you want to keep your sanity, you will learn the method. You can Google it on the website, Nacho Kids, NachoKids.com. It's got a lot of great information on how to disengage. Now, am I saying walk away from your kids? Tell your stepkids you don't want nothing to do with them? No, ma'am. No, no, no. These kids need love. Nacho Kid is talking about like when you're fighting to do something that you know should be done and has to be done, but you're not just fighting bio mom, you're fighting bio dad, who is your husband that you want to put a pillow over his face and sit on sometimes. Yeah, that's the man you're fighting. Now, if you're to the point to where it's like 900 times, a day and you can't figure out why you're there, sit back, make you a list of good things and bad things. If the bad things list is outweighing the good things list, you better run the hell away. But I've got a feeling it's not going to be that way, because you're there for a reason. And, there's got to be a good reason, not just that you got knocked up and you feel stuck. You've got to be there for a reason called love and affection. Like I said, I met my stepkids before I met my husband. I fell in love with my stepkids before I fell in love with my husband. I really honestly can't imagine my life without these little boogers. We've gotten into several disagreements because we are newlyweds, and that's what happens. The first year of marriage is a living hell, and we've had outside influences that, being a blended family has made it a lot worse. But we've made it through it, actually. In 2 weeks, we will be married for a whole year, and we will have been together Halloween to make it 4 years. And I'm telling you, my stepkids, there's days I just want to run away, hide, and pretend like I don't even know them. But then there's other days I want to stand up and say, this is my stepson. And sometimes I do call them my son, because when they're really showing out good, I have to claim them bookers because they're amazing. But now when they show out bad to the bone, and I don't want to claim them, but I have no choice. But, that's what I'm saying. The Nacho Kid method, it helps. There's a lot of times I'll say, ask your daddy, I'm tired of dealing with you. And they'll say, well, you have to. No, I don't. No, I don't got to give you $5 to go to school, because, see, that $5 is my $5, and we don't get child support, so you ain't really got any money. So go ask your daddy. And, especially if I've told them to do their chores and they don't do their chores and they want money to go to the book fair at school, I'm like, you ain't getting that out of me. You did not do your chores. See, if I go to my job and I don't do my job, my boss ain't going to give me any money, so why should I give you any money? Nacho Kid, Nacho problem. And, they get some, I'm not a nacho. No, yeah, it works for me. Nacho Kid, Nacho problem. And that's what with my husband, he's had to get used to buying for my kids, where he was just used to buying for his kids. And for a while, it got to where I felt like I was buying for his kids all the time and leaving my kids out. And, I started crying one day. I said, I'm just fed up. I'm tired of doing this. I'm ready to throw the towel. I'm done. Get the divorce papers. We'll split everything 50-50 down the middle, and I'll move out. And he's like, no, we did not come this far. God did not bring us this far for us to walk away. We're working this out. We're working through this. I said, well, you're overlooking my kids, and I'm fed up. Next thing I know, here comes my husband in with 2 bags of clothes for my kids that he went out and got on his own. And they were actually nice clothes. I was afraid he went and got some secondhand ugly stuff, that stuff with holes in it that somebody threw out to the garbage, but he went and got. I thought it was that. But it was actually decent clothes. It was amazing. But it's just, you have to figure out where you belong. You cannot push your weight in on these kids. You cannot make your stepkids love you. You may want to be like giving your life for them or whatever, but you can't make them love you, because you're the devil. They want their mama and their daddy back together, because that's what the ideal family is. Mom, dad, kids, And yeah, dad may have had a rough time, or mom may have had a rough time with dad, but in that child's reality, which sometimes is an altered reality, biological mom or biological dad did nothing wrong. They didn't see that bad side. Right now what they see is they're not with their biological mom and dad all the time, but they're having to split themselves down the middle. You may have a high conflict bio mom on the side putting stuff in their ears, and which we've dealt with that. We have so dealt with that. My kids' bio mom, Lord Jesus, I have to pray for her, because that's what my pastor says to do. Have to love her, because that's what God says I have to do. Do I have to like her? No, he didn't say nothing about that. But it's like